Good morning, Savages. This is Jenna from Spiritually Savage, and welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. Today I'm a little nervous. I've covered myself in rose oil and I've got my rutilated quartz on, and I'm trying to stabilize myself so that we can talk about some serious issues. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and be a little vulnerable with you. And when you're being a little vulnerable with one person, it's difficult. But sometimes when you're trying to be vulnerable with thousands of people on video, it overwhelms you a little bit. So I want to thank you for starting on your healing journey. And one of the first steps is to recognize that something is wrong and that there are things that need to be changed. Sometimes we focus so much on what needs to be changed that we don't want to admit that something does need to be changed. And then sometimes we know for a really long time that something needs to be changed, but we talk ourselves out of it or convince ourselves it's just us or convince ourselves that other people's lives are worse than ours. And so we shouldn't complain. We convince ourselves that other people's lives work differently than ours. So that works for them. That won't work for me. Or we want things and we think that that's not what we deserve or not something that we can achieve. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story and about how I really discovered that I needed to make a change and the process I went through and knowing what that was and knowing what I wanted more of and less of in my life. So about 2 years ago, I did a program with a friend of mine. She just asked me to be a tester on the program. So I just did the program to kind of see what it was about. And I was kind of feeling stuck in my business and a little bit in my life. And I just really wanted to do the program and kind of reach inside and kind of see what came out. And so as I was doing the program, kind of in the middle of the program, we did this meditation. And I'm not one that really at that point liked to meditate. So I kind of did these meditations in the program just to say that I did them and to humor everybody. But in this particular meditation, they asked us to picture our perfect house, our dream house. Picture ourselves in it, picture where it was, picture walking through each one of the rooms. How was everything decorated? What was in the house? And as I'm walking through it, I was really seeing it vividly. And I was like, wow, this is not what I thought my dream house would look like inside. And this is not where I thought it would be. I could look out the window and I could see mountains and stuff. And my dream house, I always assumed would be at the beach, in the warm summer tropical type setting. And it just wasn't. And it was very different than I had imagined it. And so I'm walking through and she was going through and she said, imagine the people that are in the house with you, the people that are with you on this journey, the people that you love and support and that live in the house with you. And I realized there was nobody there. And I went into one of the rooms and there were pictures on the wall and I could see pictures of my son and I could see pictures of my niece. And I could see pictures of other people that I didn't know and didn't recognize. And then I could see some pictures and people were blurred out. And I knew at that moment that the people, and specifically the person that was in my life as my partner, was not there. And I remember coming out of the meditation and crying hysterically for the rest of the day. And in my heart, I knew for a very long time that I was not where I wanted to be. I knew in my heart that I wanted more. And I thought to myself, what the hell is wrong with me? I thought there was something broken in me, something that kept me from really appreciating what I had, something that wanted more than I deserved, something that wanted more than I could achieve. And I shamed myself for it, and I blamed myself for it, and I said something is wrong with me and something's really broken. And so I decided that I really wanted to find out what I wanted. Because when I stopped and I looked inside, I saw that there was this burning desire to be something more and to do something more and to have something more than what I had right now. And I was very grateful for the things that I had. I just was not happy. And I felt like there was more. So I decided, instead of shaming myself, that that was not productive. Shame is never productive, okay? So I threw that out, and I decided to look inside. And when I looked inside, I realized that if I had these burning desires, I had these callings, these drivings, that it was from my higher power. It was from my Creator. It was innately put in me to help me find my purpose, to help me to push forward and help other people find their purpose, and to help me fulfill my purpose here on earth. If it wasn't, then it wouldn't be in there. Okay? So I decided that I would do this exercise to try to get some movement in my life and to try to see what it was that I needed in my life. So I put it all down on paper. I literally just put it all down on paper. Everything I wanted to feel in my life, everything I wanted more of, everything I wanted less of. And there were no limits. Don't put any boundaries on this. No money constraints. There were no reality constraints. And that really, really helped me. I poured all of this out. And then when I looked, I really saw some of the things I was missing. Saw some of the things that I loved about myself years ago that I had lost. I saw some things about myself that were now that I really loved and wanted to keep. And then I saw some things about myself and my life that I disliked and wanted to get rid of. So I dumping it all out really helped me look at it. But I want you in this exercise to remove all your boundaries and all your limits and all your money constraints for a reason. Because those things are boundaries created by you. And when we create those boundaries, we are telling ourselves we can do this, but we can do no more than that. We can afford this, but we can afford no more than that. And when you set those limitations in your mind, that is exactly the truth. You've heard that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And so I wanted to remove all the limits because that is not real. Your picture of reality can be changed. It's fluid. It's in flux all the time. Everybody's reality is different. We create our own reality with our beliefs and our thoughts and our experience. And you can change your life at the drop of a hat by working on those things. So by whatever I wanted more of, whatever I wanted less of, but whatever I wanted none of in my life, then I could start changing my thoughts and really, really decide how I wanted my life to be. And by putting it all down on paper, I realized that I could see it in black and white and realized that it was a desire in my heart. So saving and creating your own reality is about you. It's about what you want. It's about what you want to create in this life. It's also about what you want to show to the world. But you need to understand that your life is about you and about the desires and the abilities that your Creator has given you. Okay, it's not about living your life for someone else, not for a spouse, not for a best friend, not for a parent, not for other family members. When you hold yourself to a standard of, I can do this because this is all they've done, or I can do this because this is what they want me to do, then those become your limitations, and they also become your chains. So you need to start looking for what you want. And when we start telling ourselves that there's no money constraints, when we start telling ourselves there are no limits, when we start telling ourselves there are no boundaries, our life opens up and we start to live like that. Okay? So I want you to write down all of those things. Dump out what you feel like your limitations are too, and X those out because those are not happening. Okay? So until next week, I want you to post below this video and tell me what you want more of in your life. Tell me what you want to see show up in your life if none of it is there. And we're going to start helping that to show up and create. And I want to thank you for watching these videos. And if these videos touch your heart or you feel like they're helping you in any way, I want you to like the page. I want you to share it, and I want you to bring as much joy to yourself and to other people as you possibly can. And I also want to help you on this journey and hold your hand as we move towards a life with no question marks. And we're going to talk so much more about what a life with no question marks really means as we go along in this series. I just want to thank you, and I want you to have an amazing day, an amazing week, and an amazing life. So please go live your life. Have a great day.